Everyone is wondering, what is happening with Will Smith? His behavior during a recent presentation at an American television award ceremony has been the subject of attention and analysis. Since the incident at the 2022 Oscars where he punched comedian Chris Rock, public perception of the actor has changed drastically. Following that event, Smith has faced significant personal challenges, including problems in his marriage following his wife Jada's confession of infidelity. However, this event has raised questions about his mental and emotional state, as well as the possible symbolic implications of his public actions. In this context, it is relevant to consider whether Smith's behavior can be interpreted as a manifestation of a personal crisis, or as a reflection of his search for redemption or meaning in his life. His life and career have therefore come under scrutiny, with some analysts suggesting that his actions could be influenced by underlying psychological or emotional factors. In today's video, we will examine this controversial presentation in detail, exploring possible interpretations and associated symbolism. We'll also look at how other artists have used moments of controversy to express their internal struggles and demonstrate their personal loyalties. Before continuing, make sure to like this video and don't forget to subscribe to our Wisdom channel. Turn on the notification bell to always be informed of new and exciting content we upload. Let's get started. Will Smith presented his new song at the BET Awards, a prestigious award organized annually by the Black Entertainment Television channel in the United States. The BET Awards recognize outstanding achievements in music, sports, and other areas of entertainment and culture, with a special focus on African American and other ethnic minority artists and professionals. During the performance, Smith performed "You Can Make It." She was accompanied by renowned gospel singer and songwriter Kirk Franklin. The show began with Smith at center stage, surrounded by a circle of fire, performing a rap with references to both hell and heaven, as seen in this video. And before talking about the lyrics of the song that Will Smith composed and sang, which even brings a message of improvement for those who have fallen and returned to the top, let's talk about the elements of this presentation. The first thing that catches our attention is the great wheel of fire that surrounds the singer and actor. Everything indicates that the flames represent that he is in hell. But it is not just a symbolic hell, like that of someone who has hit rock bottom. It's literal, like you're really in the place the Bible describes as a lake of fire and brimstone. Notice that the terrain around Will Smith is rugged, rocky, and smoky, as if you were really deep in the earth. And soon after, the singers of the gospel choir appear above him, as if they represent something higher, like principalities or powers that govern the spiritual realm. It should be noted that this is not the first time that the artist refers to the circle of fire. According to people who study topics related to the occult, this circle of fire is a symbol of high magic and is related to Satanism. In other words, for some reason, artists seem to worship the devil before our eyes. Now let's get back to Will Smith's performance at the BET Awards. Pay close attention as this is very important. Notice that a blood-colored moon with a total eclipse begins to appear behind the actor as he sings. The blood moon occurs during the total lunar eclipse, when the Earth is positioned between the sun and the moon, causing the Earth's shadow to cover the moon, giving it a reddish tone. In witchcraft and various esoteric traditions, the blood moon is considered a time of great spiritual and magical power. It is the perfect time to perform rituals and spells that involve transformation, rebirth, and protection. It is believed that the energy of the blood moon can enhance the results of rituals performed during this period. In high magic, which involves more complex and ceremonial practices, the blood moon can also be used in specific rituals to invoke entities, open spiritual portals, and perform great spiritual works. The color red symbolizes, among other things, life, death, passion, and power, making the blood moon a powerful symbol. Yes, dear listeners, many people claim that Will Smith is an occultist and that every detail of this presentation was designed to make this clear to the public. In fact, Will is part of another secret society, Freemasonry. When he received the Oscar for Best Actor for the film King Richard in 2022, He was seen making the sign of the Freemasons by putting one of his hands under his jacket. And before I start talking about the rap lyrics sung by Will Smith, I would like to draw your attention to two special appearances on the show. The first is singer Chandler Moore, one of America's most famous worship leaders. On his Instagram page, he wrote right after the performance, "I love you, Will. Thank you publicly for the things the camera captured, but even more for the things my soul received." Dear listeners, what could the soul of a servant of God, a minister of praise, receive in an environment like the one we saw in that presentation? Secondly, I want to talk about Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin is one of the most recognized gospel singers and songwriters in the world. However, in recent times, his name has been involved in numerous controversies. First, we must mention her strange behavior of wearing high heels and skirts, even at the altar while singing praises to God. And that's not all. People who have visited the church where Kirk Franklin leads the worship ministry have recorded videos that show the sale of alcoholic beverages inside the temple. Brothers, this is a desecration and a very serious offense to God. Now let's analyze the most controversial part of the lyrics of the Will Smith song that says, "The darker the hell you have to endure, the brighter the heaven you will enjoy. The harder the fall, the higher you will fly. God opens a window when the devil closes a door." Believe me, they tried to bloody Will Smith. In the rearview mirror, I see that adversity was the gift to elevate me higher. Gifts require faith. Look at this, brothers. If we analyze it carefully, these lyrics could easily be interpreted as praise within a church, in a worship ministry, right? It seems to speak of the redemption of those who have hit rock bottom, but have maintained faith in God and have been elevated to the highest places. However, this is where the danger lies. It is crucial to consider the full context of the situation. So, I ask you, do you really believe that the name of the Lord would be praised and glorified in an environment like this, full of occult and macabre symbols? Obviously not. Satan is cunning and often uses artists to deceive people, even using passages from the Bible to promote evil. If he tried to tempt Jesus himself in the desert, imagine what he is capable of doing. Given everything we've seen in this performance, it's clear that when Will Smith mentions God in this song, he's not referring to the Almighty God, but to the New Age God that occultists call the universe. This concept is closely related to Satanism, which seeks to divert people from the true gospel and the only God, the Creator and Lord of the universe. Therefore, brothers, we must be very attentive to what is happening. We are witnessing a celebration and glorification of evil before our very eyes. Many still consider this as simple entertainment, but the devil knows very well that this is a trap to attack souls, and that is why he has invested enormously in this industry. When we consume this type of entertainment and applaud what these artists do, we are actually participating in the worship of dark entities and could even be opening spiritual doors for the enemy to act in our lives. Look at this scene one more time. The background singers, the music, the fire, the red moon, and Smith surrounded by flames. In my opinion, all of this is deeply demonic and nothing we see here is trivial. The truth is that in this entertainment industry, nothing happens by chance. Former child actor Kirk Cameron once commented that Hollywood is a dark place full of perversion. He spoke about the evil and spiritual corruption that prevails in that environment. Another prominent member of Hollywood who has also addressed these dark behaviors in the celebrity world is Mel Gibson. Dear brothers and sisters, I want to conclude this video by urging you not to normalize the things you see on television and on the internet. Ask the Lord for wisdom to reveal to you what is hidden from your carnal eyes and that needs to be seen with your spiritual eyes. As it is written in Ephesians chapter 6 verse 12, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly places." Paul did not call the believer to engage in spiritual warfare. He simply announced it as a fact. We do not fight against flesh and blood. Our fight is against principalities, etc. You are in a spiritual battle. If you ignore that fact, you're probably not winning the battle. The fact that our true battle is not against flesh and blood is forgotten by many Christians who put all their efforts in that direction. Paul's idea here is very similar to that of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verses 3 and 4. For although we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. Against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Paul used a variety of terms to refer to our spiritual enemies. We should consider them as belonging to many different levels and of many different ranks, yet they all have one goal: to overthrow the Christian from his place of firmness. In Ephesians chapter 6 verse 11, he tells us that all our warfare is to combat the wiles of the devil. At the end of the day, it is completely irrelevant whether the particular opponent we face is a principality, a power, or a ruler of darkness of this age. Collectively, they are all members of the spiritual hosts of evil in the heavenly realms. They are all part of a spiritual army that is organized and established in ranks and is under the direction of Satan, who is coming against us. Dear listeners, so put on the whole armor of God so that you can stand firm against the devil's schemes. The world seems to be falling further and further into an abyss of evil and perversion, where the worship of Satan is becoming more and more open and evident. People prefer to worship the creature instead of the Creator, elevating the enemy above God. This trend is alarming and shows how darkness is enveloping humanity. And so we come to the end of this video. Thank you for being part of our channel. God bless you abundantly. Until the next video.